Hello, friends, and welcome to another episode of A Cup of Joe. I am your host, Joe, and it is the 2nd of April, and it's Friday. We made it to the end of the week, and guess what? Day 4 walk-in. Getting back out there. One more day. That would be 5 days in a row. Got up, on time today. Was out the door by 8, so some small victories there. I did weigh myself this morning. Haven't gained or lost any, so I'm still at 343.5. So I'm not going to take that as a win at the moment. So hopefully here, come next week, I'm going to start intermittently fasting and maybe add a mile. I'm going to do that. So we'll see. It might just be I just start going up the big hill again. There's a big hill that's really steep. So my goal is always to get to the top without having to stop. So, which I should be able to do, honestly. So, but I may just throw that in there and then maybe the following week add an extra mile. My goal is to get up to 6 miles, which for me is usually about 2 hours. I know we got the email at work about them bringing us back to the office, which I'm not really looking forward to. So I'm going to have to really start, working from home. It's easy because I can get here at, I can technically leave the house at 10 o'clock if I wanted to, get back at noon and then go take a shower and just get ready for work, right? Whereas if I actually have to go to the office now, I'm going to have to, really, really get my time down. So yeah, I was gonna go ahead and continue on with my. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I had an Amazon Fresh delivery. So it says it was delivered, but apparently it's just somewhere in my neighborhood now. So it's like the third time I've had issues with them. Is get their packages, but when it comes to fresh orders, no sir. So yeah, gonna start with where we left off here is where my dad was. My dad kicked me out of the house, so I had to find a place to live. So I was actually staying with a friend for a little bit, the Kaylors for probably a month or two, honestly, until school was over, and then my brother-in-law and my sister decided that I can come out to Ohio and stay with them, and I would finish up my senior year of high school and everything else. So yeah, I was leaving, leaving everything behind and starting out there. Now the thing is when it comes to responsibility and when it comes to being an adult, when it comes to, I was lacking so many skills. I don't know how to deal with my money. I don't know how to socialize. There's a lot of just bad habits I have. I technically don't really know how to take care of myself. I mean, I do, but like cleanliness, things like that, nah, I didn't care. For me, it was just I just want to play games. I'm on my own. I just want to play video games now. I had to get a job. The other thing too is like prior to a lot of this, like I had actually gotten a job. It was actually for a movie theater, and this was out in Phoenix. And my dad refused to let me work there. He wanted me to work in a grocery store. And the thing is like I don't want to work in a grocery store. So he just straight up refused to allow me to take the job or be able to provide transportation, and that kind of sucked. So. So yeah, my dad, so I moved out, and my mom actually took me to the airport with actually my friend Sasha. So, and yeah, I'm gonna go get the letter that she wrote me. So I shall be right back. All right, and we're back. So my mom had given me this. This card. when at the airport. So I just wanted to kind of show you guys. You know, she gave me this. It was in this card. Still don't know why I'm showing you it, but it doesn't matter. Anyways, so what I said was like, for my son, for the day you were born, you were so special, so smart, so sensitive, so good. It was so much fun to watch you. As you grew, you became your own person with your own ideas and your own way of doing things. It was so exciting to watch you. As you grew more, you became more independent, still special, still smart, still sensitive, still good. I am so proud of you, of everything about you, and I want you to know that I love everything about you. Love, Mom. That was on the 19th of June of 2000. And she enclosed the letter as well. Dearest Joseph, you are beginning a new chapter in your life today. Make sure you live each day to the fullest. Listen when people are trying to instruct you, and always, always do your best. I love you very much, son. This is a sad day of my life, and came sooner than I would have liked. I know that you would one day leave my house, but I never believed it would be like this, or this soon. But I know you are going to the only place, or the best place that you could be going. Your sister and brother-in-law only want the best for you. This is why they opened the door for you. Please have patience. I know you have what it takes to make the most out of your life. Study hard, work hard, don't forget to read your Bible, and pray daily. You will be able to become the person God wants you to be. You are a wonderful son, and you are very precious to me. I will miss you a lot, but Rob has assured me that we will be able to talk often. You know what your weak points are. Try your best to avoid them. If you realize that you are in a situation over your head, seek Teresa and Rob's counsel immediately. Don't wait. I love you, son. Make me proud. Love in Jesus, your loving mother. So, something that I had forgotten to mention was that my mom had, I think maybe a year or two prior to this, she had gotten breast cancer. So, and there were times where, you know, she was going through radiation treatment. I honestly think that's why my dad ended up moving back in. Was during that time. So, but so she ended up having a mastectomy, which she had one of them removed. And what ended up happening was like, there were days where, you know, I could have been a better son during that time, but I didn't really understand the gravity of the situation. You know, I didn't understand what was really happening to her. And, you know, having gone through it myself, you know, I wish I could have been there more for her during that time. But, you know, she survived, though. She came through it. And, you know, and I know that despite everything that happened in our lives, you know, both my mom and my father only wanted what was best for us. My dad, again, I'm not making excuses for the things that happened. The things that my dad wanted to teach us were right. You know, and, you know, my mom wanted what was best for all of us, you know, and and I know that the things that happened, between Dad and I and everything else, she only did what the best she could during that. So yeah, I flew out to Ohio and moved in with my sister and my brother-in-law in Parma, where I got my first job at Lone Star Steakhouse. I found out that I couldn't finish up my senior year in high school because I was 19, or it was either 18 or 19. I know I would have been 19 when I graduated. But they basically, Ohio was like, oh, well, I'd have to be emancipated and they would have to adopt me and I'd have to go to night school or some bogus crap. So I just said, screw it. I just went and got my GED. This was back when the GED actually meant something. So now it really doesn't hold much weight. But scored really good on it, aside from math. Math, I was in the toilet, but that's to be expected, I suppose. But English and everything else, I was in the top, like 98 percentile, so in my essay as well. But yeah, so I started working at Lone Star. And I want to say that during this time, my sister and my brother-in-law were having issues. My sister's had a lot of her own battles and their own struggles. And the problem with me is I'm selfish. And especially during this point in my time, this point in my life where I was very self-centered, people would be struggling with things and I just didn't care. I only cared if it affected me. My sister was going through a ton of emotional and physical stuff and I just couldn't be bothered. When I flew out, she really wanted to get back into the Word, really wanted to get back into church, and I just didn't want any part of it. I wish I can go back to that time. And, but I can't. It is what it is, and excuse the noise, but they're doing lawn work, so. But my mom, we talked often. My mom would send me gifts and things like that, and she was always there to help when I needed it. But back to my brother-in-law and sister. So yeah, they were having issues. I went to church a couple times with my sister. All I had was a bike to get around to start with until I was able to afford to get a car, which I don't remember when I actually got my first car, but excuse me. But I bought it with my own money. I mean, pretty much everything I own, I bought with my own money. I mean, when I moved out to Ohio, I pretty much had to just start over. So the first thing I did was, when I had enough money, was buy all my Robotech RPG books again. So, priorities, I guess, right? But, and it's one of those things where also I'm in a new place, no friends. My brother-in-law was trying to get me a job at FedEx, which I did end up getting a job there. And I worked my butt off to, started off as seasonal, worked my butt off and became, permanent. And this is where, for me, is like when I have something good, I get into this mode of like self-destruction where I don't know why, but I want to blow it up. Like not intentionally, but it just kind of happens. And so that, and this is, I'm kind of fast forwarding. So not a lot happened. Like I was going to go to school at Tri-C, and then I decided not to because I got my job at FedEx, and I was working at McDonald's in North Royalton at the time, actually where I met my roommate. So we've known each other for a long time now, almost 20 some years. so nearly half our lives. But we, I was working there, um, and then my sister got pregnant with Alyssa, and I ended up getting my own place. And the thing is I didn't. Again, for me it was all putting my money in all the wrong places. So it was all about entertainment, all about games, and never paid rent, hardly paid rent. Ended up getting evicted. This was like a few years down the road, but like maybe a year or two. I constantly reach out to mom and dad for money to help with utilities, because I was only working at FedEx. It was only part time. That was really the only job I had. So, I ended up getting a roommate during this time. He screwed me over. I actually stole the hard drives on my computer, and just took off. Never helped with rent or anything. And it was during this time that my mom I went out for a visit. I went on vacation, actually, out to Arizona to see mom and dad and the kids. And I noticed that my mom was coughing a lot. She was actually sleeping in another bedroom because she was breaking out in hives. And essentially what had happened was her cancer had come back as lung cancer, and they put her in a rehab center. So I ended up, after my vacation, it was about, I want to say it was almost like a month later. I remember I don't know if it was my brother, one of my brothers called me. It was like, mom's not doing well. She's in the hospital. And I was like, okay. So I got some leave and came down. And when I got out there, my dad was pretty much like, mom's not going to come through this. And I was like, all right. I was already ready. Like, I handle death weirdly. I don't know. Like, I was just like, okay, we'll deal with it when it comes. But I got to spend time with mom a lot during that time, and they moved her to hospice, and it was, it was a tough time, but. She ended up passing away like right before my 21st birthday. It was actually on, it's like March 5th, 2003. So, and I remember there was, right before she died, there was a period when they had to get a catheter into her, and I remember I was in the hallway, and I just I just heard Jesus loves me just over and over again. And then when they finally let me in to see her, I went in there, and she wanted something. I don't remember what it was. And I was like, Mom, I can't do that. I'm like, do you even know who you're talking to? And she's like, yes, Joseph Robert Pimpo. That was the last thing my mom said to me. And she died not long after that. But I know I'll see her again. Her faith got her through to the end, and that's all that matters. Through all that garbage, through everything. But you know, it's like how much, from then on, like how much heartache, how much like things that I could have avoided had she been around. So, but yeah, I miss my mom. You know, she did her best. You know, her death hit my brother Tim harder than it did me, but yeah. I think I'm gonna close this episode here. So, not on a downer, but we'll get into the stuff that happens after that on Monday. But yeah. So, well, guys, I hope that you all have a wonderful weekend. You know, hug those close to you. You know, because you never know what may happen. You know, tell someone you love them today. And remember that you're loved by somebody. So, I'm also going to help promote a friend of mine. I mean, pretty much everybody that watches this are probably sub to her channel anyways, but her channel is going to be in the description below the disclaimer and the other stuff I've added. So check her out. You know, she needs help. Well, just viewers. She's awesome though, Lady Random. So put that out there. But alright, guys. Well, until then, until next time. May all of your stories be glad ones. And may all your roads be smooth and short. Until Monday, guys. You are loved. You are valuable. I'll see you next week.